All right, if we can ask everyone to please take their seats so we can get started. Thank you. Please welcome in the class of 2029. They want to make a really grand entrance, so. Okay, please be seated. I'm Dr. David Battinelli, the Physician-in-Chief at Northwell Health and the Dean of the Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell. And welcome to our 15th Zucker School of Medicine White Coat Ceremony. Celebrating this important transition for our future physicians. Thank you to all who are here to help celebrate and support, including friends, families, significant others, our faculty, students, our staff, and special guests. Just to mention a couple of our special guests without insulting anyone I leave out, I first want to welcome Deputy Chief Wilder of the Nassau County Academy and Services, who help us with our EMT program and our unique disaster training. The President of the Gold Foundation, Kathy Reeves, who you will hear from. The Chair of the Board at Northwell, Ms. Margaret Crotty. Our founding Dean, Dr. Lawrence Smith. And thanks to our staff for organizing and supporting our students. So this special thank you to the Gold Foundation for recognizing the critical importance of promoting and continually reinforcing the role of humanism through their initiation of the White Coat Ceremony, first in 1993, and all their other initiatives supporting humanism. And importantly, they are, as mentioned here, not just Kathy, but others, as they have always been since our very first ceremony. And also, last but far from least, we're especially thankful that our benefactors, Donald and Barbara Zucker, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today, send their regrets and congratulations. And it is their generosity and continued support that helps us relieve some of the debt for many of our students and helps make dreams come true. Briefly, to set the stage, I want to explain why we choose to conduct our White Coat Ceremony at this time and not in the first few days or weeks, as is the case with many other schools. Our students have recently completed their EMT training and will receive both their white coat as well as their EMT pin, signifying that they are now licensed EMTs in the state of New York. So so that although our students have already been clinically active from the very first day of medical school and will remain so throughout the entirety of their training, they have now earned their white coat. So with that, let me invite to the podium the president of Hofstra University, Susan Poser. President Poser has been a steadfast supporter of our school and students and is omnipresent at all our events. So get used to her presence because you will see her often, and not just when she confers her MD degree in a few short years.
Thank you, David. And by the way, I'm not a real doctor. David makes me wear this. I only wear it today. Anyway, good afternoon, and welcome to the white coat ceremony of the Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell. I'm honored to participate in this momentous day, to congratulate all of you and your families, and wish you well in the next big step towards becoming a physician. Before saying a few words to our new medical students, I want to offer a warm Hofstra welcome to Dr. John D'Angelo, the new CEO of Northwell Health, whom you will hear from in a few moments. I've had the opportunity to meet and talk with Dr. D'Angelo, and I know that he is going to be a wonderful supporter of the Hofstra-Northwell partnership that created the Zucker School. And John, I'm so looking forward to working with you. Today, the medical profession welcomes all of you before us into a noble community of service, a community that needs you right here at home and around the world. In truth, as you sit here, as we've already heard, you are already in this community as trained EMTs who have already cared for people in need. So you might say that we are all welcoming you as colleagues. The EMT program is one thing that sets the Zucker School of Medicine apart as an extraordinary place to become a doctor, and you will experience many more, I promise. Today you receive your white coat, a symbol of humanism, that healthcare is all about people in need. Now, I'm not a real doctor, but I was a classics major, so I can tell you that one of several Latin words for white is candidus, which also gives us the word candor. So your white coat symbolizes candor, truth-telling to your patients, to your colleagues, in the profession, and in your research. The white coat is in itself a symbol that cloaks a doctor, and this new vestment will make you recognizable as someone who is highly educated in a career whose purpose is to care for others. In all of these ways, your white coat creates expectations in those who behold you in it. So it also confers responsibility of the highest order. In a few moments, you will pledge to keep healthcare human and to care for your patients with dignity, compassion, empathy, and respect. As you take that oath, may you be encouraged and reassured by all who surround you today, as well as those who could not be here in person, that you will be well supported in this journey. Along with your family members, friends, mentors, faculty, and peers, the entire community at Hofstra University is here to support you throughout this exciting educational and clinical passage to becoming physicians. We are genuinely excited for you, excited to get to know you, and already proud of you for getting to this moment in your lives and in your careers. So on behalf of Hofstra University, I congratulate you as physicians in training, and I look forward to following your progress and seeing you on campus over the coming years and at match day and graduation. Thank you.
Thank you, President Poser. Just a few words before we get going. As you know, the Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell is a truly unique partnership, now recognized nationally as one of the most successful schools in the country, and this partnership is truly a national model. We are ranked at the top tier of schools by U.S. News and World Report, as well as ranked at the very top by two critically important Association of American Medical College surveys. The first surveys recent graduates regarding their overall satisfaction with both their education as well as the overall learning environment, and our ability to integrate science, clinical skills, and humanities. The second survey is training program directors who are asked to assess our graduates at their 6-month interval to determine how well prepared they were for their chosen fields of specialization. Our students far exceed the national cohorts in the 3 main overall areas, including professionalism, clinical skills, and systems-based practice. And not only in these 3 overall areas, but in every single domain, subdomain of each of these 3 areas. Our students are truly remarkable. It is now a personal thrill to have Dr. John D'Angelo, the new president and CEO of Northwell Health, with us today. We are impressed that on this literal 3rd day of his new tenure, John has made the time to join us to address our students, demonstrating his commitment to the importance of humanism in their education and careers. A physician first and foremost, John leads with compassion. As an emergency medicine physician with over 25 years of practical experience, he continues to raise health now as the very first physician president and CEO of Northwell Health. Dr. D'Angelo oversees a complex network of 28 hospitals, 104,000 employees, including over 1,000 ambulatory facilities, 22,000 nurses, 20,000 physicians, and a budget of over $22 billion. Northwell cares for more than 3 million people annually in the New York metro area, including Long Island, the Hudson Valley, Western Connecticut, and beyond. Northwell is the Northeast's largest healthcare provider in a not-for-profit status and the largest private employer in the entire state of New York. Prior to becoming CEO, he was recently the Executive Vice President and Market President for Northwell's Central Region, which includes North Shore University Hospital, Long Island Jewish Medical Center, Cohen's Children's Medical Center, Long Island Jewish Forest Hills Hospital, Long Island Jewish Valley Stream Hospital, and the Zucker Hillside Hospital, as well as over 250 ambulatory locations in Nassau and Queens. He has also served as a Senior Vice President and Executive Director of Northwell Health's Emergency Medicine Service Line, where he oversaw the clinical and operational performance of the emergency departments, observation units, and a growing network of urgent care centers. He led the team that spearheaded the EMS response to COVID-19, as well as previous disaster rescue and response events. As a professor of emergency medicine, Dr. D'Angelo has a keen understanding and appreciation of academic medicine, including the tripartite mission of clinical care delivery, research, and education. He is known for, among many things, his deliberate and innovative approach to data operations and technology as how to best serve our patients, providers, and team members, especially in the future. A Long Island native, he received his medical degree from SUNY Stony Brook and subsequently completed a residency in emergency medicine at Geisinger Medical Center in Pennsylvania, started his career as an attending in Massachusetts, transitioned to Northwell Health's Glen Cove Hospital, where he then served as chair of emergency medicine. He's also served as a medical director for many EMS agencies throughout the career, and he has served in the United States Armed Reserves from 2001 to 2011. Please join me in welcoming Dr. John D'Angelo, the first president, physician president, and CEO of Northwell Health, and importantly, a proud member of the faculty of the Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell.
That was quite the introduction. That sounds like a really big role. So congratulations on the EMT thing. That's how I started, as an EMT back in my days at Stony Brook. And I think it's incredible that you start medical school actually interacting with patients. That's unique. I didn't touch a patient until my 3rd year. So congratulations on that accomplishment. All right. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm John D'Angelo. I'm very grateful to be here. And I want to thank President Susan Poser for the incredible partnership between Northwell and the university. And that partnership will continue and get stronger and stronger over time. I also want to recognize, of course, Dave Battinelli, Dr. Battinelli, for his leadership, and the entire team. This thing is big. Hang on. And the entire team at the Zucker School of Medicine. David's hard work is incredible to watch. I really appreciate his partnership, not only as the dean of the medical school, but the physician-in-chief of Northwell, and being part of my team. So we're incredibly proud of the School of Medicine. It's a place with a reputation for innovation, for challenging convention, and for thinking about health and healing in bold new ways. To our students, you're about to take a remarkable journey, and you made a great choice coming here. That choice will serve you well, not just during these 4 years, but throughout your entire career. And of course, none of this would be possible without the extraordinary generosity of Donald and Barbara Zucker. I know they're not here today, but I feel compelled to say this anyway. Without their support, this wouldn't be possible. They have built opportunity for generations of students who will go on to transform healthcare and improve countless lives. So on behalf of all of us, thank you. And more importantly, or most importantly, I want to recognize the parents, the family members, and friends who are here with us today. There is no doubt in my mind that these students would not be where they are today. They would not be putting on their white coats today without the love and support of the people who cared for them most. So I'm going to take a moment, and I'm going to ask you guys to stand up and turn around and give them the biggest applause they've ever heard. All right. So now I'm going to turn my attention to you guys. Thank you for choosing this journey. You're stepping into one of the most challenging and one of the most important callings in human life. It is not an easy path, but we need you. We need dedicated, talented, and empathetic people to become physicians, because you will play a crucial role in shaping the future of healthcare and touching the lives of so many. I can say that with certainty because I've also traveled this path. I had a line in here about my white coat ceremony, but I really didn't remember it. And then I discovered today they didn't exist before 1993, so I didn't have one. So I crossed that line out. But I do remember my start as a medical student and the journey ahead, and I was excited and scared. I didn't know exactly where the road would take me, but it was ultimately that journey to being a physician that not only led me into leadership, and today the role of CEO of Northwell, but it really transitioned how I carried myself in life. It really helped me become a leader, a better father, a better person. So on the third day of my job, in a very real way, just like all of you, I'm standing at the start of a new journey. So, and the truth is, again, the lessons I learned along the way as a physician continue to guide me day to day, not only in medicine, but in leadership and in life. So today I'm going to share a few of those brief insights with you as you prepare to take the Hippocratic Oath. It's a significant milestone, and there are several core principles of that oath. But one of them I want to harp on a little bit. It may sound like I'm getting a little negative. I promise you I'm not. But the concept of do no harm. This, of course, means do no harm to your patients. But today I want to encourage you to think about this a little bit more broadly. To do no harm to yourself, to your colleagues, and to the loved ones of the patients that you serve. While you're wearing that white coat, it's critical to acknowledge our shared humanity. This means, for you, recognizing your own humanity and that you're not perfect. So you won't always get it right. You'll miss something despite your best efforts. And it's important to give yourself grace in those periods of time, because it's in these moments that you'll also appreciate the importance of your colleagues. Healthcare is a team sport. And we have to be conscious of that at all times, how we treat our teammates, how we treat the doctors, the nurses, the residents, everybody. We have to see their humanity, particularly in their difficult moments. So I had an experience early in my career. I was a first-year attending, just finished training in Geisinger. I was working at a city hospital in Massachusetts, and had a patient come in who was one of my teammates. She worked in the hospital. She was beloved. She was a wonderful woman. She had been in the hospital 2 or 3 times with chest pain, had extensive workups, never found it to be cardiac, and wound up back in the emergency department with abdominal pain this time, just a few days later. I spoke to her team, I spoke to the care team, looked at all the old results, went through the records, did a thorough history, thought I did everything right. I still think I did everything mostly right. She went, had a bowel movement, said, the pain's gone, I feel better. So she went home with a plan to see her doctor the next day. She didn't have the next day. So anyway, the point is, I was devastated. I didn't show myself grace. But you know who did? The chief medical officer. He didn't only call me that night with empathy. It's the first time in my life. I got flowers. I never had anybody send me flowers. But it was a real gesture of empathy. And it's important because honestly, again, you are just humans. You're going to make mistakes despite being entrusted with an incredible responsibility. And that extends beyond the clinical care. Supporting your personal growth and the growth of your colleagues, it's essential to be present for one another, especially during difficult times. And it's important to remember your own humanity and have the responsibility to take care of yourself. And of course, we have a responsibility to see the humanity in our patients' loved ones and to make sure we do no harm to them during their most difficult moments. I learned that lesson clearly when I was in Pennsylvania. Everything I'm telling you guys are going to think I'm a terrible doctor. It's actually pretty good. But as a resident in Pennsylvania, I was on the Life Flight program, the emergency medicine residents. We worked in flight suits. We got to go up to the roof, get picked up, go take care of these tremendous situations. And I was going to the scene of a single motor vehicle accident where a car had struck a telephone pole, and both of its teenage occupants had expired. Now, based on protocol, we can't take them back to the hospital. The helicopter goes back in service, and you leave them there. But I had to go in the back of the ambulance. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I apologize. I had to go back in the ambulance, and I had to talk to those family members, and I thought I did a good job. I thought I was being compassionate. I thought I was meeting their needs, only to find out a month or 2 later when their pastor came, who was in the back of that ambulance, tell me I didn't do such a good job. So it was his courage to come talk to me that made me think differently about how I do that going forward, how I spend that extra 5 minutes holding people's hands, how I sit down, I don't rush, how I make sure my empathy bank is full. It's an important part that you have to remember as a physician, because you're going to be in people's best moments and their worst moments. So this white coat you're about to put on, it does symbolize respect, dedication, expertise, but beneath it, it also serves as a reminder that we're all human, imperfect, and vulnerable. So wear them with pride, but also with humility. Remember that coat is not just a symbol of achievement, it's a reminder of our responsibility. A responsibility to your patients and to their loved ones, to your colleagues, your teammates, and yourselves. Congratulations once again. I look forward to watching the unique journey that each of you take in this profession, journeys that will challenge you, change you, and ultimately, I'm confident, fulfill you in ways that you cannot imagine. So congratulations and welcome to the journey.
All right, thank you, John. And now, I'm going to control this thing. We're going on to the ceremony, so let me just set the stage here. We are going to have several of our faculty introduce our students, and that will be Dr. Rona Waldenberg, who's our Associate Dean of Admissions and a Professor of Radiology, Dr. Rosemary Bassi, Associate Professor of Science Education, Dr. Rob Lucido, Associate Professor of Science Education, and Dr. Matthew Whitson, an Associate Professor of Medicine. And then our students will receive their coats and be coded by Dr. Taranjita Ahuja, who's the chair of pediatrics at Plainview, the director of humanism in medicine, and a co-leader of the Gold Humanism and Honor Society chapter here at the Zucker School of Medicine, along with Dr. Carmen Rodriguez, a professor of obstetrics and gynecology and the co-advisor of the Gold Humanism Honor Society chapter. Dr. Waldenberg? Good luck with this thing.
Okay, well, thank you. We're going to get, I think, the students lined up. And while they're doing that, as Dr. Battinelli mentioned, I am the Associate Dean for Admission, and I truly have the privilege and honor of sending them off on this journey. I think of it like the New York City Marathon, where you celebrate at the beginning of the starting line when the race is starting. But the one thing that we said before we started is that the race never ends. Medicine is a constant challenge, and fortunately, I think with the education they receive, they'll be very ready to confront the everyday challenges that medicine presents. So we'll ask the students just to remember to pause for a photo, because you will have that opportunity. So we're going to start with Jude Edelman and Reina Ambrosio. Mohammed Sharjil Ansari and Camille Luzano Aquino. Kayleen Argueta and Audrey Arias. Zara Barkley and Data Biswas. Emma Bookvar and John Aloysius Brady. Noah Bregman and Zachary Kamai. Grace Kaysen and Juliana Cavallero. Harrison Chan and Kush Chaudhary. Evan Chang and Eve Chiarello. Adib Chowdhury and Octavia Christopher. Willie Corley and Samantha Donovan. Jonathan Alton Ecker, and Catherine Igo. Alexandra Ellerstein and Zachary Evans. Arshia Fagri and Ariella Feinblum. And now I will pass the mic over to my colleague, Dr. Rosemary Bassi. So just,
Harrison Freid and Alexander Friedman. Matthew Friedman and Renee Fuller. Jacob Getman and Sarah Goodman. Sharon Grover and Michael Herrero Calderon. Sajita Gupta and Regan Hanois. Faraz Hassan and Sarah Hassan. Cole Hain and Austin Hanglin. Cindy Hernandez and Nathaniel Hyman. Karen Jang and Alisa Koo. Stefan Kim and Dimitri Kolaisis. Brian Konate and O'Brien Christowis Bell. Olivia Kulavec and Samantha Lay. Jonathan Lee and William Lee. I'll now hand over to my colleague, Dr. Robert Lucido.
Paige Lind and Shaylin Madan. Yehuda Mazin and Amanda Miao. Aria Moreno and Swetha Mulakatla. Carly Munger and Robert Murphy. Carmela Musso and Anandita Nadkarni. Raghunandan Niyak and Eva Ni. Peter Novak and Burala Obasanjo. Danielle Orloff and Isabella Pansini. Ojas Parikh and Jia Patel. Danyan Prifty and Jaden Riley. Alta Grace Richez, and Branya Sendorfi. Ariana Sarju and Hillel Schwartz. And I'll hand the torch over to Dr. Matthew Whitson.
Ella Shin, Miriam Silberstein. Jasmine Simmons, and Henry Singer. Maxine Smith and Anna Sosa. John Spencer, Daphna Spira. Varun Schreider, Silas Staten-Lusty. Michael Steinhoff and Madison Stewart. Esther Stober, Diane Strauss. Isaiah Sumler and Gayatri Sarish. Henry Susser, Anurag Tarmaster. Thomas Tedesco, Christopher Teng. Alejandro Torres, EVA Uzamari. David Velasquez, Isabella Wong. Ariel Winesoft, Andrew Wong Raleigh. You're just closing it out, baby. Victor Yu.
And now, I'd like to invite Dr. Marie Petrizzo to come up for the recitation of the oath. Dr. Petrizzo is the Associate Dean for Medical Education and a Professor of Science Education and Pediatrics.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Battinelli. Congratulations to the class on earning your white coats. This is a really special moment. I'd like to invite you to stand. We are going to recite the oath of the physician, and I would also like to invite any other physicians in our audience or on stage to also join in the oath. And you're going to read along with me. It's on the first page of the program. I swear to fulfill, to the best of my ability and judgment, this covenant. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those physicians in whose steps I walk and gladly share such knowledge as is mine with those who are to follow. I will apply for the benefit of the sick all measures that are required, avoiding those twin traps of overtreatment and therapeutic nihilism. I will remember that there is an art to medicine as well as science, and that warmth, sympathy, and understanding may outweigh the surgeon's knife or the chemist's drug. I will not be ashamed to say, I know not, nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for a patient's recovery. I will respect the privacy of my patients, for their problems are not disclosed to me that the world may know. Most especially must I tread with care in matters of life and death and never abuse the power that has been bestowed on me. I will remember that I do not treat a fever chart, a cancerous growth, but a sick human being whose illness may affect not only the person, but a family and community. I will prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure. I will remember that I remain a member of society with special obligations to all my fellow human beings, those sound of mind and body, as well as the infirm. I will maintain the health of my own body and spirit so that I am able to discharge my duties appropriately. If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy life and art, respected while I live, and remembered with affection thereafter. May I always act so as to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of healing those who seek my help. Congratulations.
Please be seated. I'd like to invite Dr. Kathy Reeves, the president of the Gold Humanism Society and Foundation, to give us a few words of reflection, as she has so generously done each and every year. Kathy.
Well, thank you, Dean Battinelli, Dean and Gold Trustee, Dr. Larry Smith, Vice Dean Ginsberg, Dr. D'Angelo, and President Posner. Mostly, thank all of you for embarking on this journey, for choosing such a very special place. It's really an honor to be here and to have an opportunity to say a few words. I'm not sure I'm going to add very much to what Dr. D'Angelo already gave you. I don't think you're going to forget that. But I will try to add just a little bit. So I want to start with another story. So this is a story about a pediatric hospitalist, so someone who practices medicine, take care of children who are hospitalized. And this pediatric hospitalist, long throughout their career, the way he would always start rounds. So they're getting ready to rounds. They're going to go see all the patients on the floor. And he has a collection of medical students and residents and some nursing students and nurses, and go around and we talk about all the patients. And he would always start his rounds with just a moment of, okay, remember, there are no asthmatics here. We have a 6-year-old who has asthma, but we don't have any asthmatics. We don't have any problem families. We have families who are struggling, people who are struggling, but they're not problems. So he would always start with that. So about halfway through rounds, they're about to see a patient who within their diagnosis is the possibility that this patient has measles. This physician hasn't seen measles in 3 decades. They're standing outside the room. The people, the residents and the students are palpably getting upset. How awful that this family isn't immunized. Someone calls them, this family is always problematic. They're a problem family. They're really hard to talk to. They get mad at us all the time. I do think there are difficulties in caring for this family. But this attending is listening to this, going back to what he said when he started rounds, and then all of a sudden sees in the window of the room this little 3-year-old face looking back at him. And he says to the team, okay, let's just stop for a second. This is not the face of measles. This is a 3-year-old child. It's also not the face of our disagreements. It's not the face of the fact that we don't get along. We have to go in that room understanding that those parents are afraid, that this child needs our help, and this is not a moment for us to make a statement. It's time for us to take care of this family. So they went through how to do this. The resident was pretty nervous, walked in, and started with one sentence, said, I just want to say, we respect you and we know you care about your daughter. We just want to help you. You could feel the tension in the room go down. The family felt better. And when the residents left the room, the residents felt better. In fact, as they cared for this child, she didn't have measles. The resident had formed such a bond with this family that the resident became their caregiver, became their primary care doctor. And 4 months after that visit, the family agreed to have the child immunized. Because what happened there, because that team, that resident, that person treated the other person as a person, it went beyond all the chaos that is existing and was just about caring for that person and that family. So with that said, I have 3 pieces of advice for you. The first one is assume everybody wants to be healthy. That family wants their children to be healthy. People want to be healthy. If it isn't happening, it's our job to find out what's in the way. As Dr. D'Angelo said, take care of yourself and each other. There's no way that team could have gone in and changed the dynamic of that entire relationship unless they were healthy themselves. So don't only support yourselves, support each other. And I will make you one promise. You will form habits. You will either do it intentionally or unintentionally. You will either say this is a 6-year-old asthmatic, or you will make yourself say this is a 6-year-old child who happens to have asthma. So I want to offer our congratulations from the Gold Foundation, but more importantly, I want you to know this is a call to action. This is a chance for you to be a champion and to bring change. And I'll tell you, I say this a lot. I get invited to a lot of these. I'm never missing this one. This is a very special place. Your school was built on humanism. The people on this stage and that you're going to have the privilege from learning from, I know them. You heard your leader. They are the champions. So understand how fortunate you are and take advantage of it. So again, congratulations. I'm very excited for you, and I cannot wait to see what it is you're going to do.
Thank you, Kathy. As I'm sure you're immediately aware, she always has something important to say. So in closing, I want to remind everyone of the exact words that Kathy was talking about from our value statement on humanism that Dr. Smith and myself and the entire faculty wrote and adopted in 2008 when we decided to build this school, and it is inscribed in multiple places on the walls throughout this school. And it says, "We recognize that only through a comprehensive understanding and appreciation of the human condition will we successfully develop and nurture a culture of community of physicians who will care for themselves, their patients, and their colleagues with compassion, tolerance, respect, and empathy, and that this commitment to a curriculum that recognizes, teaches, and rewards humanism enables us to support a culture and environment truly dedicated to healing and promoting health." I recently finished a book by Ron Chernow, the biography of Mark Twain, and there are so many Mark Twain quotes, but I'm going to tell you about one that resonated. Twain said, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of people and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's lifetime." While I certainly cannot argue or compete with Mark Twain, I would also like to say that the privilege to practice medicine also teaches all of us about humanity and the human condition. It is our patients who help us learn each and every day how to better understand the human condition and promote empathy, compassion, and open-mindedness. Please join me in congratulating our students on the white coats that they have earned. So we will all please stay in your seats until our students exit. And then when they're gone, please join them and us for refreshments and continuing this celebration with friends and family at the medical school.
Happened at the wedding.
Thank you. I'm out of here. My husband's here already.